Throw a thumbs up in there if you can hear us okay.
Maybe.
It's being slow.
Maybe. Are we there? Hello? Hello?
Christine, Josh, Nick, can you guys hear us okay?
Bueller. Okay. We're
Hey,
rocking and
everybody.
rolling. We're rocking and rolling. We're trying something
Welcome,
new.
everybody.
Bear with us. We're doing technology and things.
You guys can hear us. Beautiful.
All right,
Love
beautiful.
it.
Awesome.
Love it.
Awesome.
Gosh, that would have been the worst.
We were trying.
So,
we are trying some new technology. We're doing the phone and the computer.
We have our phone that we're streaming from, but we also have our computer in front of us to be able to see some additional pieces. Ideally, this would be how we set the stuff up to bring in a special guest. So we wanted to give it a go and see what happens and have some fun with things. So if there's audio technical issues, let us know so that way we can adjust accordingly. But interesting, my computer is telling me things. My mom's day drinking right now, so my dad's here to tap in.
Hey.
Way to go, April.
April, crushing it.
That'll be 1 week from now.
All of us at the 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
It's 3 p.m. in Oregon.
No.
Oh, hi, Miranda. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Glad you guys can hear us all right.
Dark
Oh, my God, Ryan. Hi. You're here.
I am just flopping back and forth between the computer and the phone. I don't know where to look at right now.
I know. It's kind of, it's different. There's a little bit bigger here. Not as much, but you guys want to see our faces when we talk. So awesome. I'm so glad you guys are here.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in on a Saturday.
Yes.
Got some fun stuff to talk about. There was some fun stuff.
There's been a lot happening since we went live, since our last trip.
Since our last update video.
And before we end our live tonight, we do have a particular question we need your guys' help with. So if you stick around for that, you get to help make a decision for us. So stick around for the end of the live because we need your help with something. And so if you guys can help us out with that, we will ask the question then. So Nick,
thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Yes, we're day drinking with Mom.
That's next week. Next week we will be a bit probably slower next week. We're actually taking a bit of a hiatus. Well, it's not
family vacation.
Family vacation.
Hiatus makes it whole.
Yeah, hiatus. Oh no. We're taking a break.
Also, this is Diet Coke.
To northern Michigan, just to have some little getaway time. And
I think it's the first non-universal trip we will have gone on since we started vlogging, right?
Probably.
So next week, if you're on our Patreon, we'll be posting some pieces to that, Wi-Fi willing, and then ideally we'll still get some posts up on Instagram, and we'll have our typical Sunday new video that goes up, but the additional follow-up and responses might be a little bit slower because we're going to be playing with the pups at a lake. So yes, but Nick, thank you so much. We appreciate your support. We really do. So what else we got?
Biggest update that we've had since we were on here last time was Ghostbusters being announced. Kevin, thank you. First ever HHN 33. Hey! Great. We were just talking about it, and you're going to actually really want to stick around for our poll towards the end because you guys are going to help us decide a bit of what's coming up.
Yes. Speaking of HHN 33, though, I think, Kevin, you're going to have a fantastic time because we've got some really cool houses that they've announced from the originals that Universal's creating. But then we now know 2 of the 3 intellectual properties that will be coming to HHN 33. We have A Quiet Place. I don't know if you guys can hear out of that. Day 1, A Quiet Place. And then they just released, what day did I have a dream about it? Was it Wednesday? Thursday? Guys, I legit, we don't know anybody that knows this stuff, but I legit went to bed and woke up the next day and was like, I had a dream that they announced some Universal HHN stuff. And so when I put that post up on Instagram, if y'all saw it, I was literally walking on a treadmill thinking about the dream. I was like, let's just, do some Halloween Horror Nights things and who knows? And what do you know? They announced Ghostbusters Frozen Empire as one of the intellectual properties coming to HHN 33, which, what do you think about that?
Well, apparently I'm wrong.
You're wrong?
It's the
It's right here. Those are the houses. Ghostbusters. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Steven. This is very helpful.
The new
Ghostbusters
movie,
Frozen Empire.
based on the first two. It'll be interesting to see.
What did you just say?
Not day one. That's the new movie.
Yes, the new movie is day one, but the house is based on the original.
Yep.
Better.
Yep.
Better.
Yep.
I like that. Also, we still need to go see the new Quiet Place movie. So who knows? Maybe that one's better. But if there isn't a nail
in the
sticking out of the ground somewhere for somebody to step on in that house, they've missed the mark.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Jody. Thanks for joining.
Jody, you're here. I hope you're snuggling your pup, Jody.
Yeah.
I hope you're snuggling your pup. But, okay, so Steven put the houses in the chat here so we can kind of go over what we know is coming to Halloween Horror Nights. Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. Also, I'm looking down here because I'm reading it off of my computer screen. A Quiet Place. I never say the monster one.
Yeah.
Monstros.
Monstros.
The Monsters of Latin America. Slaughter Cinema 2. The Museum Deadly Exhibit. I'm stoked for that one. Major Sweets Candy Factory. Goblin's Feast. And Triplets of Terror. Which of those houses are you most scared of?
Well, I'm scared of Monsters because we've seen it before. Excited for though because
we haven't seen it before.
It was in Hollywood.
Okay, we've
pseudo
seen it on YouTube.
Seen it,
okay,
but I think because this will go to Kevin's point. We literally just finished Frozen Empire.
Yeah.
At dinner time.
Yeah. We made tacos and watched Frozen Empire.
We hadn't seen it yet, and it was
good.
Really good. It was our first time seeing it, and I think it made me much more excited about that house in particular than I was previously.
Because the last time we tried to watch Frozen Empire, I actually rented the Ghostbusters movie from 2021 on Amazon, which was the movie just prior to this one. And we didn't pay that much attention to it, to be perfectly honest. You were busy editing, I lost interest.
Yeah.
But this one, Frozen Empire, we were bought in pretty quick. And it was pretty good. And then it had nostalgia from the original actors from the original Ghostbusters. And so it was I think it was a well-written story. It was interesting. I think the ghost in it, what was it say? It starts with a G. Garma or whatever.
The frozen monster.
Gargantuan. The frozen monster with the horns. Villain. That will be extremely terrifying to come at you in the house.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'll give a lot of Blizzrock vibes.
Yes. I said that when we were watching the movie. I was like, ooh, we're getting some Blizzrock in here. Okay.
But I think it'll be very cool. The AC is going to be pumping.
Of course. It's going. That might be the coldest house.
Garaka. That's it.
Garaka. Yeah. Gargantuan.
That's pretty close, right?
But I think that'll be the coldest house to walk through in the entire. It's gonna be MIBQ status.
Primo for those hot HHN nights.
You're in Stay and Scream and you're like, what are you queuing up for? Yeah. I'm queuing up for Ghostbusters.
Why? Because it's hot.
So, Nick says my boyfriend and I are going to see the new A Quiet Place movie on Monday. We have heard some great things. Our buddies Danny and Jeremy just went and saw it yesterday. Yeah, I'm excited to watch it. I'm very excited to watch it. What else we have? Yes, Frozen Empire was great. The villain is actually really legit. Imagine what they would do at the time.
I can imagine Garaka reaching through the walls with those naily fingers too.
Was it Exorcist that had kind of the devil creatures that came at you? So kind of like Blizzrock plus the devil creatures, kind of a mix of that. That's what I picture. I think it could just be really pretty. I don't know. So what else here? Yeah, the AC.
Yep.
JJ, hello. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Hopefully it's the only for coolness for MMIB, especially it might be one of those ones that you strategize around Stay and Scream with,
Mhm.
because Stay and Scream, you just kind of sit in maybe New York, and it's got to be in New York.
It has to
Like
be
it's
in New
got to
York.
be that house has to be in New York.
You know, the we don't do the spec maps as much as we used to at this point, but I do still see them come out, and every time the spec map has had Ghostbusters in New York over by where Ghostbusters should be. If you
Hmm.
know, you've seen it, you know.
Hmm.
And so I expect that's where the house will be personally. Like if they throw it in the back of the park, I'll be shocked.
Yeah,
Absolutely shocked. There's no way they would do that, but
Miranda says she was recently frigid in the Cat in the Hat queue. Also terrifying. It's funny though because our last trip we actually
how
were
many
like
times did we ride Cat in the Hat?
at least three, and it was simply really for the AC. We're just like, I'm
It's so true.
so toasty. Let's jump in Cat in the Hat just for the AC, and then like even the one time we waited like 30 minutes for it, which
It was worth it.
was worth it.
If you're going to the Orlando Informer meetup in August and you need to cool off when you're on islands,
Cat in
go
the
to
Hat.
Cat in the Hat. Go to Cat in the Hat. If the free food's happening, pop over to Circus McGurkus after. And then when you're done at Circus McGurkus, go ride Cat in the Hat again. Not because it's the best ride in the world, the
AC.
AC.
I think Kevin brings up a great question though for the Quiet Place house where he goes, at 1 a.m. is going to be freaky. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do. And like, I guess question for you, Kevin. Do you think that the Quiet Place house will have just ambient folly around it? So
Yeah.
ambient sound effects. So it's just gonna be like crickets, or is there gonna be music? And then just monster noises? Or how is that house, at least from a sound perspective, going to be?
No noise or very little noise or just obnoxious amount. You know what they should do? You know, at some point, like you have crickets when you first come in, like very
Yeah.
quiet. You just hear a pin drop, some as best as they can do. But at some point, there needs to be like just this blast of noise, and all you're hearing is tinnitus, which is your life already.
Pretty much.
So, like, just ringing in your ears the whole time. I could see that
I can see
happening.
that.
I could see that
See,
happening.
Kevin's on board with us. It's like it's going to be silent but
Mhm.
focused trash.
Mhm.
Yep. When those monsters come out, like the quietness is going to put you on edge because you know they're coming. You just know the scares are coming, and all you're hearing is folly.
Yeah.
And then bam,
Right.
monster. Bam, monster.
Right. Dark Ride says, "Catch me dropping Diagon from Richter every night for the for the Death Eaters." We will be there with
Pro
you.
tip. That
We
is
will be
a
there.
great tip. So,
Or do you want to
I
give
don't
it
know.
away for?
Dark Ride already gave it away. Ryan already gave it away. Was that if you drop Diagon Alley, if you go back there as soon as you can, you're going to have an empty Diagon Alley with Death Eaters. If there are Death Eaters this year.
If there are Death Eaters this year, it hasn't been announced yet. We have not. Here are things that have not been announced that we have seen at past HHNs, and we're hoping to have back this year or back again. Death Eaters,
Death Eaters.
Nightmare Fuel.
Nightmare, please.
Yeah.
Revenge.
For the amount of times we've watched Nightmare Fuel, like, please bring it back. And then the water show. They've started sensational.
Sensational, yeah. Sensational.
Yep. And they've typically in the past, before starting the construction and revamp and all of that, they've run water shows during HHN. And I would not be shocked if there's a new water show for Halloween Horror Nights. I can't imagine they would run sensational during it, but you never know. You never know. I would imagine a water show will happen as well. We missed a couple questions here. You guys are fantastically chatting tonight, and I love it. Okay, where'd we?
Still trying to get. John's on here.
Is he?
Yeah, John Hudson's right there.
John Hudson, what are you doing on here?
Dermott.
John, if you guys peer pressure John well enough,
see if you can peer pressure John.
He might jump on this call with us.
Joining the live.
Because we can invite John if you guys really want to see him. We can.
Lauren, what's up?
Lauren, thank you for being
Thanks
here.
for being here.
Okay. So we got John here. John will be joining us and coming to HHN as well. A Quiet Place is not going to be quiet. They'll just have an actor with his finger over his mouth. Just this the whole time.
Just
not even a word. Also, I don't know how often you guys look at our YouTube thumbnails, but this is the hardest pose to not look awkward with. Like, we can't pull it off, or I don't feel like I can, or we can. Also, Mr. Disney, thank you for being here. We love it. Oh, it just jumped on me. Okay, apologies for asking. I know you know this off the top of the head.
Mhm.
Great question, Nick. What are the dates for HHN Orlando?
So August 29th is the premium scream night. So if you are, they're still on sale, which is kind of mind blowing. We were
Before
just
you get into
looking at it
that,
till
Premium Scream
November 3rd,
Night, August
August
29th,
29th,
the very first night of HHN in full,
August 30th.
August 30th, and then HHN runs through November
November
3rd. Now go ahead and go on your tangent about Premium Scream
The
Night.
premium scream night is shockingly still on sale. Like we anticipated that was going to sell out in a heartbeat.
But what has sold out very quickly are
RIP
RIP
tours.
tickets, specifically in the first week. There's been some people asking about them that I
Mhm.
follow on some channels, um, asking if they're going to open up more spots for the first week of HHN while they're there and all of that. And we just looked up what ticket options are available right now
Mhm.
for RIP tickets in the first week. And you can only buy a single ticket right now
Yeah.
for that first week. And it's like
So if you
Sunday and then maybe Friday.
Thursday, yeah, it's like Thursday. I
But
think.
like a set of 2 tickets, a set of
Nope.
3 tickets, a set of 4, none
Nope.
of them were available in the first week. Like
Crazy.
RIP is filling up. So if you're interested in doing an RIP tour, even if it's like later into the
Mhm.
season, I would recommend to get your tickets for that in your group like today,
Yeah,
like
soon.
now. So that way you're not scrambling, not having an RIP tour. Because I don't think they're going to open up
Mhm.
additional spots.
And that's the great, I guess, question when comparing the like premium scream night to the RIP tour is like, are you going to
Mhm.
get the value? Like
Mhm.
premium scream night, not cheap, but
Right.
free food or
Free food.
food included, free food.
People don't, yeah,
We get this debate all the time, but
is the food free?
more of is it included
Or
in your
is
ticket?
it included with your ticket?
Uh,
Casey Fox, thank you so much. I'm excited for you to do an RIP tour. You're
we
gonna
will
have a
be there,
blast.
and somebody else just said when they're going to be there on August 30th. So we're
Mhm.
going to be there. We are going to Premium Scream Night. It
Yep.
was a new experience, something for us to try. Like we've never done an RIP tour, so we decided to do Premium Scream Night instead.
Mhm.
And then we're going to be there all the way till the following Saturday, September 7th,
We come
8th,
home that
something like
Saturday.
that.
Yeah.
But it will be a heck of a time and very exciting. So if you are at Halloween Horror Nights that opening weekend or that first week of the event, be sure to let us know and we will try to see if we can have some fun and go through some houses together.
We would love to go through houses with
Yeah,
y'all.
hashtag
Love for
Scream
it.
Squad.
Oh my gosh, Steven, you are so
Steven, you're
sweet.
thank you so much.
John, if you're still on the chat, I just sent you a link to be able to join. If
Come
you're
on, John. You
available,
know you
we'd
want to
love
be
to
on
have
there.
you on here and to hear your opinion about the houses for
Houses.
HHN.
It'll be
Come
fun.
on, John.
Nick, are you excited for Hollywood though?
True.
We need to come out to Hollywood.
We do need
at
to come
some
out to
point.
Hollywood.
That'll be fun.
That
The
would
first
be.
time we get to go out to Hollywood and experience the different HHN.
Nick can show us
Yeah,
around.
Nick, you can be our tour guide.
Yeah. Yeah. We actually haven't been over to Universal Hollywood for as long as we lived on the West Coast. We never made it down there. So at some point in time, we do need to go and do that.
Are we going to get a Blum IP this year?
Kind of surprising that we haven't gotten one.
But
Now,
there's only one house left.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be your Universal
I think it's gonna be
Monsters.
Monsters. But
I think that will be Universal Monsters.
we'll see.
It's
We shall
kind of
see.
surprising. Was Abigail a Blum house
Yeah,
movie?
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. So I guess you could. Like, we still think there'd be.
There's
Abigail
nothing to
Horde,
say
but-
why there'd be an Abigail horde by any means at this point, but I'm still set on there should be an Abigail horde. Christine, you know, you're the one who got us caught on Abigail in the first place.
Insidious is also a good call. Insidious, like.
Here was a random hope that I had the other day. Conversation starter here. I had a random wish in my mind that there would be more than 10 houses this year. I'm talking like 12.
Wow. That's a. Well, I'm going to say it's going to be an island.
I had a dream. So
Epic's going to open
it's
on
like,
HHN.
it's like, let me manifest this possibility. Let me see if we can make it happen. But
wow.
Like, I don't know. It's just I know that they have to have a place to put the parade floats. So the odds are not likely that they're just hiding these houses in the sound stages. But You never know. It could happen. It could happen.
Mhm.
All right. Let's say up to speed here. Oh my goodness.
October 1st, 2nd, 5th. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Ooh, Aaron, yes, RIP ticket prices are also going up right now. We were a bit taken
They're getting
aback when we saw
expensive.
the prices for those. But again, more reason to buy
Mhm.
your RIP tickets early, just to make sure you can lock in the good price before it gets even higher when other
Mhm.
people are going for it. Uh, Dark Ride also agreed with me. 12 Houses would be fantastic.
Insidious, Monsters. See, we've got tons of fun still to come.
There is.
Tons
Now,
of fun.
Monsters House, because we highly anticipate that there will still be a Universal Monsters House, right? Like, if there isn't a Monsters House, is it still HHN? It's still HHN,
It's still
but still.
We're still gonna love it.
But do you think we're gonna get our creature from the Black Lagoon?
We have to wait and see what Universal has to say about that.
Okay. Well, there's two. Is there two houses left? I thought there's only one house left. Didn't we have set?
6.
I'm not counting
We got 8.
properly.
Yeah.
We're at 8.
6
There's two
IPs.
houses left.
Yeah.
I counted wrong.
We had 6.
I thought we were at 9 and there was only
6
one.
originals, and then Quiet Place, and
That just made my day. We got two houses left. Yes! He's off camera because he's embarrassed. Nice. I lost track. What are you doing? I miscounted. I missed a finger. I don't know. Like,
fingers, toes.
yeah. Okay. Good news, guys.
Yeah,
There's
great
two
news.
house announcements left.
Oh man.
Oh, what a great day.
Yeah, good job.
That's
Mom.
basically like actually bumping it up to 11 houses, not
Yeah,
12.
sure.
You know?
Yep.
There's 10 houses typically at HHN, just so we're clear. Just so we're clear.
Counting.
Insidious and Monsters is
Yeah.
what Kevin says is
See?
rumored.
Yeah.
We'll have to rewatch Insidious because I know you and I have both watched that movie a number of times, and it's not one of the movies that like sits in my brain as well.
That one's gonna be.
Or it's because it was so scary I like blocked it out.
Yeah.
So
we also have, like Ryan saying, we have multi nights that'll still go on sale. We're thinking mid-July is kind of when they came out last year, and so yeah, they're gonna go up in price.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, like
I think just setting your expectations now that those prices are gonna be
up a little bit.
Rush of Fear. Yep, that's what you just said.
Yep.
How many of you guys plan to do a behind the screens tour?
Yeah, that's a good question.
We are doing ours on Sunday, the
Sunday.
30. I can't do math right now. We're gonna do it on the first Sunday. And so we're really excited about. We only did the 3 house instead of the 6. Both are fantastic. We've done behind the screens, or also known as unmasking the horror. We really, really enjoy doing that, particularly because of like the artistry that they put into the houses.
Yeah.
But 6 houses for us is just a long day, and you guys like when we film stuff, so we gotta go film stuff too.
I think the behind the screens tour offers a very unique perspective on, and you get to see the story more than you just are being scared for your life. But it made us appreciate some of the houses that were kind of middle of the road for us more than we went through them later on in the night. Like, I always come back to Fiesta de Chupacabra, where it's just like, when we first went through, it was a middle of the road house.
Yeah.
We did the behind the screens tour. They told us the story. We saw the sets. We saw all the little details. And it skyrocketed to definitely like probably top 3 or 4.
We appreciated it so much more.
Yeah.
Like the different names for the puppets that they would use for the Chupacabra. Like, it was just so cool. One of them was named Skittles. That was cute. I don't
know if it was cute, but
I got a good photo of Skittles. I wish that we would have done Oddfellows house to walk through last year, because Oddfellows house got me every single time. Just too much stuff, too much hoarding. And I wish we could have walked through with the lights on. I think I would have had so much more understanding and maybe a little bit more wherewithal walking through the house to be able to go
I don't
through
know
it.
if I'd want more understanding of Dr. Oddfellow's
It would
house.
have been interesting. It would have been interesting. Big John, if you are still on here, he might have jumped off now that we called him out on
Yeah.
it. But we will keep working on Big John. We might not have a special guest tonight because of that, but I will promise you guys he did say he'd be on our next live with us, which we plan on doing here in July coming up once we come back from our little trippy trip. So
What do you guys think is the one thing that John needs to make sure that he does? Food that he tries,
we don't have the food yet.
some of the food, like a twisted tater, we know that, or pizza
Pizza
fries.
fries.
Something he needs to experience. What do you guys think? If there was one thing that he needs to experience with what HHN, because this will be his first, what does it
Mhm.
need to be?
Yes. What? Tell us what you think Big John must do. We'll make sure he does it. We will make sure he does it, but we want to know. Let's see here. Lauren says I was told to increase. It's gonna hurt.
If we're gonna buy it anyway. Let's just be
Yeah.
honest, guys. We're
Here's
going.
my wallet.
We're going.
Yeah.
Swipe the credit card.
Big facts. Big facts. Loads of people here. Thank you, Dark
Yes,
Ride.
guys, like again, thank you for tuning in. Like
Mhm.
this community, this really right now, this HHN community is tight knit and
is.
we love it. It's so much fun.
Kevin also said Mel's Dine will be open this year too. Pick the right year.
Mel's is great. Like
Yeah.
when we went to the Orlando Informer meetup in June,
If you guys saw us eat all the food,
like Mel's was one of our favorite spots out of all that Orlando Informer meetup food tour that we did. Like the burger, great. The fries, pretty good. That strawberry
the
lemonade
lemonade pie,
pie,
yum.
delicious. So like Mel's being open during HHN, if that's true.
Mm-hmm.
How about it?
The
Plus, it'll give
only
you some
thing
AC, some
and
Coke
Coke
freestyles. Coke
freestyles.
freestyles in there.
The only thing that like maybe battled with Mel's a little bit were the pork tacos over at
Cafe La Bamba.
Cafe La Bamba. That was so good. We have a couple things of what John. Who is John? Okay, Big John.
Big John.
You can refer to him as Big John because that is just sheerly his name at this point in life.
Yep.
He's one of our buddies. He worked with Ben for quite a while. He lived with us for a little while. And he's just like a 6'3" redhead goober that we love. And he loves all things Universal, maybe more than us, but he just can't go as often. But he's never been to Halloween Horror Nights.
We got him hooked a couple years ago when we took him to an Orlando Informer meetup.
He was in it for the food.
And then he went back with us to a subsequent meetup, had a great time. And like we always are trying to bring him along so that we can have some more fun with him. And
even if it means sharing a hotel room with him, which when it's the two of us in a hotel room, we sprawl. Yeah. When it's Big John, I have to change in the bathroom. And that's love, is bringing your friend along and sharing that space together. So
he needs to sign me so I can get the tattoo with him.
We're working on it, Jay.
We're working on it.
We are working on it. We'll see what kind of signature we can get for you. Thank you. Okay, things John needs to try. We have buffalo chicken from ABC Commissary.
Okay.
Pizza fries, for sure. I would also say the s'mores fries are delicious.
Solid.
I'll be curious now that it's not Kids Zone Pizza Company. It's DreamWorks
Cafe.
Something Cafe.
Something, yeah.
I imagine they'll still have pizza fries.
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know. Yes.
Nightmare Fuel.
Nightmare Fuel is 100% on the list of things we will be taking John to. On top of in connection with some of the performers, we hope to be able to get a picture with him, with the performers as well. I think he will be absolutely startled the first time he watches Nightmare Fuel. Like, no matter how many times you watch it on YouTube, the first time you see it in person, you're like, oh my. Like, it's just shocking.
Yeah.
But it's so fun. It's so fun.
I remember our first time watching Nightmare Fuel, like we were like, Wow,
Right.
that's something.
The thing that John does have going against him is he is a little disappointed that the food at Halloween Horror Nights is not included like it is for Orlando and Former meetups. We said it's worth it. So.
It's still worth it. Yeah, for sure.
It's so much worth it. So, John, I feel Deadly Exhibits. Yeah, Deadly Exhibits is gonna be good. I think
that one's gonna be fun.
There's gonna be so many
Mummies.
statue
There could
scares.
be mummies.
So scares. Many. Don, thank you for coming.
It seems to be a few first timer. Yeah, it's first timers for HHN. If you have any questions as we just kind of ramble on about HHN, like let us know, because like somebody else is probably has that same question, and we can if we can help everybody out, we 100% want to.
One thing I do want to say that I appreciate all of you guys for jumping on here, because we get to talk with you about Halloween Horror Nights, and sometimes we have people visit us in person, like real life visiting, and they don't do Universal all the time, and so we just will spew about Universal and Halloween Horror Nights. And we had a buddy come over just this week, and I think he appreciated it, but the understanding. So part of this is like, this is so nice to talk to fellow people who love HHN. So thank you for joining us. Thank you so much.
Big John is the Fudge Factor legend. We're working on it.
We are working on it. DreamWorks Imagination Cafe. Thank you, JJ. I knew I was missing something on that. Still getting used to it. Like I'm excited to try the beignets that they have there. Very excited. Do you want to answer this one?
Favorite Universal vloggers aside from each other?
I didn't read the last one.
Aside from each other. I think we watch a lot of them. We watch a lot of them. We watch PC Dev, Super Enthused. We watch
Rick's
Flicks. We do watch Pew too. We understand that I think everybody knows that they're having their issues, and we respect that, and we're not going to get too much into that.
All we have to say is we really wish we could go and give both of them big hugs. So,
but
we are gonna not dive into that, just to be clear, because we want to give them their time, and we support both of them and support Tyler as he continues doing Universal or YouTube work. So,
and we also watch Zombie Chris,
Wicked
Thrill Seekers, Theme Team. Like there are a ton of both big and small channels that offer a lot of really great content out there.
Theme Park History.
That's
one that I thoroughly enjoy because I like learning about Universal in days past. Yeah, big fan.
Tons of them. Tons of them that we end up watching.
Big John is my hero. Nice. Pizza fries. Does Louis Pizza have pizza fries at HHN? That's where I had them a few years ago. We've never grabbed pizza fries.
We buy them from the Kids Zone.
We normally go to Kids Zone.
The spot.
They might have moved it around. I don't think, was Louis even doing stuff when we were there last year?
I don't even remember.
I don't think it was, because the year prior they had been doing the character dining, scare actor dining, and they didn't do that last year. So,
what else we got?
HHN therapy sessions, big facts.
If you need to book them, they're on our website.
Yes.
Or if you have any questions, you guys don't want to post in the chat, we do bookings that we'll hop on Zoom and talk you through various planning processes and things like that.
Don, good question. We do not go live every Saturday. In fact, we've switched between Fridays and Saturdays. We try to go live at least once a month. We are looking at adjusting to have Patreon only lives here and there throughout time. But we try to get in a live on YouTube at least once. We lucked out. This live was not originally scheduled.
Yeah, we were talking last night. We were like, do we want to go live today? We're like, let's do it tomorrow.
Well, it was more like, do we even want to go live again until July? No, and then we're like, you know what? You know how I want to spend my Saturday?
Let's do it.
Let's talk to people, because it had been a while, I feel since we had done Ask Me anything like that. Stay tuned on Instagram if you do follow us on there, because we have a 13-hour drive coming up this week. if you want to ask us stuff, we will be posting on there. And as much as we have cell service, we'll be communicating
Mhm.
because we need people to talk with us and keep us busy and stay sane. What do you think of the HHN lineup so far?
I
Just
think I
overall.
think it's solid. Like I think it's great. I know there are a lot of people that were like, it's not as good as last year. It's not as good as last year. Like, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And
Hmm.
just from I think the high level perspective is like, how can you compete with the hype of Stranger Things and The Last of Us?
Right.
Like, name two IPs that are like at that same level when it comes to horror nights. Like, and so like the
True.
hype not might not be as high, but it will still be an absolutely incredible event,
Hmm.
regardless.
Hmm.
We're gonna love every minute of it. What do
Um,
you think of it?
I had something I was. Oh, I. I remember what I was going to say. I just found out that we have two house announcements left, so I'm jazzed.
Yes, this is great.
My
Best
life just got
Saturday ever.
so much better knowing it's not just one house to wait on, it's two. One of the things I'm looking most forward to also, there's two pieces of this. One, learning more about what scare zones we're going to have this year. I love the stories behind the scare zones and if there will be like a full storyline that weaves through all of them or if they'll have their individual storylines of
Mhm.
like, this is what each of these scare zones are about. Two, with that, regardless of if there's a story or not, I'm pumped to start listening to the Universal podcasts.
First one just dropped.
They just dropped the first one, big facts. You can bet, you can put money down. We will be listening to it, if not once, at least twice while
Oh
we
yeah.
take this 13
Oh
hour
yeah.
drive. And then, um, what do they call it when you like do a book review? Like we'll be talking through it as we go.
On our
That'll eat up an
story.
hour.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I really look forward to it's like my own personal HHN book club of
Mhm.
looking into things. Ooh, why did they do that? What's
Oh
the
yeah.
story with this? I'm pumped for that.
Do you think the tribute store is going to be back in New York?
Yeah, I do. I do. I think right now, especially now that the Epic Preview Center is launched and open, we've got the current tribute store in Hollywood. I think it gives them plenty of time to start prepping the
Mhm.
tribute store in New York again. I think that gives the people who take the time to make those tribute stores so much more ease of
Mhm.
turnaround and more of a quality product with it.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh.
oh, oh,
Oh. Oh.
okay.
Technology and
Yep.
stuff.
Big John is my spirit animal. Lovely.
Thoughts on the merch? So far, it's. I have no issues with it. I mean, it
I
seems pretty.
We're not typically people that buy the initial merch that
No, we'll
drops.
wait till like the full regalia comes out before
Like
we really like
when we go
sort
through
through
to
it.
buy the merch, we like to go through the tribute store
Mhm.
and see what they have in there. And I don't know. It's funny
Yeah.
because it's like people can still buy the same shirt that we'll buy when we go through the tribute store, but it's not the one I feel like that everybody seems to have. That's how I look at shirts, I
Mhm.
guess. So
But so far, like the shirts seem okay. Like I know some people
they're good.
there's mixed reviews on it, but I think they're fine. I think they're
I
good.
was when we saw the orange shirts in person for like one of the first
Yeah, it was
announcements, I was surprised how bright
they
they
are
are
very
in
bright.
person. Like I knew they were bright, and it's like, yeah, that's orange. But
Mhm.
when you see, they're like glowy bright.
Mhm.
But
Which could be really cool under like black
mm-hmm,
light.
mm-hmm.
So maybe they're going with that. That'll be fun.
When we tried the beignets at DreamWorks, tried the pizza. All my friends down there loved the new
Interesting.
crust.
Interesting.
Is it pillowy crust? Is it thin
Is
crust?
it
Is
crackle
it
crust?
yeah? I think it's more pillowy, but and is how's the crust compared to Louis? I'm very curious. Lauren, you guys have an 8-hour ride also. Oof. I know that Ghostbusters doesn't give a horror vibe. I know, but I still think it will be I think the Ghostbusters house will be a little scary from the
Sure.
scares. It won't be horror, it won't be gore, but I
Right.
still think it will have some good scares, and I think it'll be more of the fun type of house than
Yeah.
any of them.
Kind of like the weekend.
Yeah.
Weekend was like there were definitely horror aspects to it,
Hmm.
but like what we really remember about the weekend was the party aspect of
That's
the
true.
weekend house.
That was a I mean, if they're not playing Ghostbusters in the queue for how
Ghostbusters.
many hours?
Who you gonna call?
Yeah, that they have to. Going someplace, where will you? where you will be filming on your 15-hour drive.
So we are going to northern Michigan, very close to Traverse City, which is a place that my family has gone for a long time. We haven't been there personally in 5 years, but it was a place that I grew up going, very sentimental to my family, and so we've kind of fallen in love with it. And like, it's one of those things that it was Lando's first lake vacation, and he has had a wonderful time being a water doge for a little while.
Yeah, we're excited. We're both the dogs are coming with us when we go. My parents, my dad's on here right now. They're gonna be joining us. They're gonna be coming from Oregon, and then Ben's sister and a husband will also be joining all of us. So it'll be a whole family affair. The scare zones are fantastic.
Very much looking forward to the scare zones, because especially if they do like the singular storyline that interweaves all the scare zones, like that was super fun to try and pick out all the little details of Dr. Oddfellow throughout. Plus, Ryan, we know you're going to get some great photos, and we are very, very excited to see your scare zone photos.
Speaking of that, one of the things we do, because
so if you don't follow Dark Ride Creations on Instagram,
follow Dark Ride Creations on Instagram, and also he has some fantastic shirts on Etsy. One of our shirts that we have, you have a Raptor one too. What is it from the Mummy? What does it say here? It's a triangle.
Death is only the beginning.
Yes, there we go. I was like, I can hear it in my mind. But we got that shirt from Dark Ride Creations on Etsy account. He's got some fantastic shirts.
Got the Paddock Tour shirt as well.
So get your shirts. But what I was gonna say, Dark Ride's gonna get awesome shots of the scare zones, and then one of the things we do at the end of our night is we do a whole nother round through the scare zone so Ben can get additional B-roll. We spend our time at HHN doing that every so often as well. It's like how we end our night. My feet are barking, but we're like, we're gonna do another lap.
Yep.
Pillowy, fluffy crust, just so you know.
Okay.
Important. We've talked about doing a try all the pizzas at Universal video to give you guys reviews on, like, because
they are all very different.
They're all very different in their own way, and there are some that are better than others.
Are we coming down for the 4th of July? No, unfortunately, we're not.
We're not.
Maybe when we live down there.
I'm sad that we're not going to be able to be around for the start of the parade. The Mega Movie Parade begins this week.
Wednesday.
On the 3rd?
Wednesday.
Yeah. And I don't expect the Mega Movie Parade to take place when we get back down there for HHN, because there will be too much set up for HHN for them to be able to operate parade pieces through it. That's my thought. If they can still, I'll be impressed. But if you're at the Mega Movie Parade, give the team members props that are in it, because we know a lot of them. They're fantastic, and they're going to be doing their thing in the heat of Florida, July and August. So show them some love. Give them some whoop whoops while you're down there. Yeah. Do it for us, because we can't.
Is it going to rain opening day of HHN? Now the question is,
if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound?
And by opening day, do you mean August 30th or the Premium Scream Night?
It's going to rain on Premium Scream Night. That's my thought.
It's tradition. It's like Lawrence says, it's tradition.
It's tradition. Not this year. Scare zones are all different. As okay. Scare zones might be different this year, not all linked together. That's fine. Also good. We just like the story. We like what is each scare zone about and why.
Colby just got back from Universal. Wish y'all were here. How was your trip? Did you obviously it was probably great. Well, let us know.
Probably a little hot.
Little hot. Did you go to Volcano Bay?
Ooh.
Volcano Bay in the summer is very nice.
Isn't it strange Universal hasn't shown any videos or anything from the parade? Rumor is there's struggles behind the scenes.
Could be.
Maybe. It's a lot to navigate.
Yeah, that's floats. Floats are always a very unique thing to do and thing to navigate. We always are very impressed when we do like the Mardi Gras float experience of just how technical those floats and how finicky they can honestly really be.
Right. Which land I like this question. Which land
Okay.
is everyone looking forward to the most at Epic?
Great
How to Train Your
question.
Dragon.
Great question.
Dark Universe, I think, is really the top for a lot of people. Whenever we put a poll up on Instagram, people answer those.
Very surprised it's not the
Dark
Wizarding World.
You know, I think it's just to be expected, and I think it's because we already have, let's be real, the traditional Wizarding
That's fair.
Worlds. And so, although I think the ride in the Wizarding World at not Dark Universe, at Epic will be amazing.
Mhm.
I think we already have Wizarding Worlds. What we don't have is a Dark Universe, and so I think that that's why that one kind of rises. It's like it's not HHN, but there is your option if you want that HHN feel year round eventually,
Mhm.
and you don't want to go to Vegas, right? Like
I think that one of the sleeper ones, and maybe not a sleeper for the kids, is
How to
going to
Train Your
be How to
Dragon.
Train Your
It
Dragon.
looks
It
so
looks so
cute.
cute.
Like I think you and I think Seuss is adorable,
Mhm.
but I think How to Train Your Dragon
That
will
one's going to
be
be I think,
even
sleeper
so
fun.
much better,
It's going to be very busy though.
right?
It's going to be busy.
Right.
That and Super Nintendo World, I think, are going to be packed.
Well, and here's the other thing. I don't think people pick Super Nintendo World because we've seen it already
Mhm.
in other Universal parks. I think the piece that it has going for it there is it has Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
And that ride in that area is going to be just ridiculous. I think it'll be great.
That'll
But
be really fun.
um
It'd be good to have one in Orlando.
yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about
Mhm.
Epic. So Nick, thank you for joining us, Nick. We really appreciate it. And we will be sure to let you know if
We can
we
make it
make a
out to
trip over to
Hollywood.
Hollywood here in, I don't know,
The near future.
year or so. Thank you so much.
I like Bob's comment. As long as HHN has been going on, it has never rained on Premium Scream Night.
Yeah.
You're darn
big
right. And it's
fact.
going to stay that way.
It's tradition. Bob, will you be at Premium Scream Night? Will you? That would be awesome. I hope. I'm very curious how many people will be joining Premium Scream Night because the tickets are still available. Like,
Mhm.
is it that they're selling a ton of tickets, or is it that people just aren't jumping on the tickets that fast? We literally thought they would have sold out in the first day.
I was on at 5 in the morning.
Yeah,
like,
literally when they dropped, Ben was like, click, 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 click. He was ready to wake up at midnight and check.
I woke up, checked at midnight, and checked.
Uh-huh.
And it was just like, but
So, did you watch any of the Stanley Cup playoffs?
I can't say that I did. So, just for everybody's kind of, I am exceptionally busy. I am
Yes.
crazy busy.
Yeah.
I'm like, between my actual job, I have kind of hands in other pots and other jobs and consult on other things, and then like doing YouTube stuff, and then I do a lot of schoolwork just because the Army will pay for it, and I
Mhm.
might as well. So
The fact that he's about to take a couple days off, we already know, and we talk about this as like, how much are we gonna work while we're taking our vacation? Because we both will still take care of things and work on stuff and get ahead on things. So I don't think we've turned any sort of sports
mhm.
on or any. We honestly, when it comes to sports, we watch college football.
Mhm.
And then if something happens to be on while we're around it, then maybe we pay attention to it. But we don't watch that many sports. In fact, when you wrote Stanley Cup, I thought of like the cups that a lot of ladies drink out of. That was my
Nope.
first.
What
Nope, not talking about that.
what characters do you think Lando and Lainey would be most excited to meet if they could? One, Lainey would be terrified of all of them,
Lando would freak
and
out.
Lando would freak out at every single one of them. Lando freaks out at
Blow up
the
stuff.
like blow up animals that people put in their
Like when
yards
they
for
blow
like
up
Christmas.
Santa at
Yeah.
Christmas time. We had our neighbors had
hates
a
that.
giant like 15-foot tall water slide in their front yard
Hates it.
yesterday, and he was like, "The heck is that?"
Yeah,
Like,
hates them.
he's not a big fan. So I'm gonna say Blue, the Velociraptor. I think they'd absolutely.
They remind me of quite a bit of each other.
Yeah, yeah. If I could get Lano and Lainey in the parks to have a picture taken with Blue in the background and them sitting, Lainey
Mhm.
would be like this, and then Lano would be like, so. Any word on Helios?
Not to my
No new
knowledge,
news at this point in time from
but
us.
I'm sure information about Epic and when things open and reservations will be quick, fast, and in a hurry, I think, as the
Mhm.
summer and fall roll along, because
Mhm.
Epic's coming and Epic's coming quick.
Right. Steven made a good point as well. They still technically haven't given the big announcement about Harry Potter World, which like we know it's gonna be there. We've seen it in the Epic preview
Hmm.
store. Like it's not a
It's not secret.
it's not a secret, but they will still do their formal
Hmm.
announcement of Harry Potter World. So it probably will happen after that.
Bob does have his tickets for prep.
Yes, we'll see
We'll
you
see
there,
you there.
Bob. Nice, nice.
How do you
Well,
think it's going to go? We've got a ton of questions. Tons of questions. Are we
a
going to
lot
see
of
that?
what
Are
ifs.
there going to be opening ceremonies? How are we getting in?
How
Like,
do we get in?
I
When
mean,
can
I'm
we
sure
get
they'll
in? Do
send out
we need
emails, but
stay and scream? Do we have to wait
there
at
won't
the
be stay
gate?
and scream, but
No,
we'll wait.
yeah,
Yeah,
but like, will they funnel everybody out of the park? How will
totally.
they do these things?
Yeah,
What will happen? It's
tons of
not your
questions.
normal HHN night.
Tons of questions. Yeah.
Um, will we be there for the first week of Epic Universe? And will it be so packed busy that it isn't fun for anyone?
Probably. It's gonna
Yes.
be.
I
It's gonna
think
be packed.
it will be large, giant crowds and long, long lines. Thanks for coming,
Thanks for
Dark
Ryan.
Ride. We
Thanks for
appreciate
coming.
it.
It's
I
yeah. It's gonna be packed. It's gonna
I
be packed.
I can thoroughly say I don't look forward to the idea of just standing in massive, massive crowds of people,
But it'll be fun.
but we'll be
We'll be
there.
there. We'll all be there together.
You know, I've seen those like portable, poppable seats that go up and down. I might get one
Yeah.
of those.
One of the foldable ones that's like a little
Oh, it
three
like
leg
folds
thing.
into like a flat plate and then it pops back. We'll look into one because that might be necessary when you're just standing in giant crowds all day. So, but we do plan to be there. I'm very curious as far as the timing when Epic will be opening because
Mhm.
it could very much be lining up for the same time where we're choosing like planning to move down to Orlando. So it could be quite a chaotic time in a lot of
Mhm.
good ways, but we'll make it work.
Jonathan thinks that people are waiting to see if they're going to do Taste of Terror and Frequent Fear pass. That's why they haven't sold a premium night.
Okay.
Is it- We had heard that there were mixed reviews on the Taste
Mm-hmm.
of Terror.
Mm-hmm.
Might be something that the premium has kind of replaced.
Yeah,
But
there was some speculation that like the Taste of Terror didn't go out the way that
yeah.
people were hoping, so they've tried the premium now
Mhm.
instead. But who knows? They're also behind the screens. They're
Starting early.
starting those like mid-August, and so they're changing some stuff up. They're trying
Interesting to
some new
see.
things this year.
Did we ride Kong in 2D? And what did we think?
Yeah,
We did. I didn't mind it. I'm not the biggest. I'm not the biggest fan of the 3D rides, though. Kind of in general.
I missed the 3D. 2D was fine. It didn't feel as immersive and realistic to me as the 3D.
Mhm.
I don't know. I like 3D rides a lot. In fact, I wish that I had the opportunity to ride Forbidden Journey when it was originally 3D. I would have eaten it up.
For me, I think it's like an eye thing,
Hmm.
and so it like throws me off. Doesn't make me feel great.
Upset your
Makes my,
stomach.
my stomach do
Yeah.
some wonky stuff.
Do you like? Have you ridden it in 2D? Do you like it like that? Do you like 3D better? It's very very interesting. I think they're just gonna stick with 2D at
Hmm.
this point. Like I don't think 3D is coming back on that one.
We got a couple questions on Beetlejuice, which I think brings up a great question: is there going to be an icon this year, and who is going to be the icon if there is one? Who knows? Great questions.
I don't
What do you
know.
guys think? Is Beetlejuice going to be the icon?
No. I think like I'm kind of surprised that there isn't going to be a Beetlejuice house, or at least that we know of yet.
Hmm.
Especially with the new Beetlejuice movie literally launching the first week of Halloween Horror Nights. Like I think it launches September 6th, if I remember
6th or 7th,
correctly.
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And like that is prime, in my opinion, to also subsequently run a Beetlejuice house based off of that movie. But
Who knows?
who knows? So
Have you ever been to Busch Gardens? We have not.
mm-mm.
I have not. We've got a lot of little other parks to visit outside of Universal, but
In all your spare time.
once we get down to Orlando, we will. We promise we will start
Right.
branching out.
Have we done the RIP tour?
Also, we have not. So
We haven't done the RIP tour, which is the HHN's VIP tour,
yeah.
but we have done a VIP tour. Very similar.
And I think for the reason of we don't do the RIP tour at HHN is like usually HHN is like our long trip.
Yeah.
So we don't really feel super, super pressed of like we have to get everything done in one night.
Basically, we take the money we would spend for an RIP tour and we put that into getting Express
Something
Pass
else.
included on our tickets because we're there for as long as we are. So that way we just can enjoy the parks in a little bit more leisurely fashion. Not that RIP tour is not leisurely. It's easier for us to take the dollars we put towards RIP and just spread it out and do a behind the screens and add on this to my ticket and do that sort of thing for us. But if you're only there going for like 1 or 2 nights, an RIP tour is a good call. Very good call. And I can tell you based off of the people that lead the VIP, RIP, and behind the screens tour, they're going to treat you right.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to take care of you. They're fantastic people. So,
reservation dates for the first 6 months of Epic to handle crowds. We've heard that rumor.
I'm okay with it. We'll make do.
It'll be fun. The crowds are going to be heavy, but I think it's going to be exciting. It's going to be new. It's going to be awesome, even if there's crowds. We are moving to Orlando. Yes, sometime
it's all
next
talk
year.
right now, but
sometime next year is the plan.
We have a Zillow account now that pings us when new houses are for sale. That we look at and go, we can't get that yet.
Okay. Does anybody else really get on Zillow and look at houses way out of your price range? You're like, I love that. No wonder. Well, I could afford a $1.5 million house. Why not?
Ben shows me these things. I'm like, put it away.
What do you think of this one?
That's not
1.7.
Stop it.
1.8, 2.2.
Let's see here. I can hear the dogs going, so we're getting close. We still have the major question we have to run past everybody too. So, last year was so icon focus heavy that I don't suspect an icon this year. Maybe not, but maybe. I think that's the fun thing about HHN is there's so much speculation that there's never really you don't know until they tell you. You don't know until you know. So it'll be a good season nonetheless. So you have to know what's out there.
Exactly. Got to know. Windermere's gorgeous.
You're so funny. Oh, all the time. All the time. Ben has been looking at houses in the greater Orlando area for the last year from now. So, should we do our question?
Let's do the question.
Okay. You want to tee it up?
Okay.
Very important question. So, we need your help.
We have 2 videos that are ready to go.
He worked overtime to get them done.
We have an HHN Pro Tips video that is ready to go. It's got a thumbnail. It's uploaded.
You're good. That's good.
It's ready.
We also have a Volcano Bay focused video. We would like your guys' input to help us decide what video do you want to see launched tomorrow on YouTube. And based off of what looks like to be the most in the chat, either HHN or Volcano Bay, you pick and we'll put that video up
tomorrow
to launch tomorrow
morning.
Just tell us what you want to see and we're going to gauge.
HHN, Volcano Bay.
Got two for HHN, 1 for Volcano Bay so far.
While you tally, it's time to go get the pups.
Oh, okay. Ben's going to go release the hounds. You guys tell us what you want to see tomorrow and then
you're going to see Lando and Laney come thundering up.
And then once the dogs get here, we will be wrapping this up for the evening. Oh, okay. A lot of HHN interest. Now, I will say I put pictures up of Ben walking around Volcano Bay the other day, and I was told it was clickbait because he was walking around without a shirt on, which gave me a good laugh. But, yeah, I'm really sorry you are getting blown out from the boat. Volcano Bay does make more sense. We will make sure it gets posted at some point. For those of you, if you want to see both of these videos before they all launch, if you join our Patreon, they'll both be up there. Hi, baby! Sorry, the camera is shaking now. Lainey just got here. Both of the videos will be live on our Patreon if you want to go watch them before everybody else. But based off of the response, it looks like we're gonna post an HHN video tomorrow for all of you guys. So HHN pro tips will be coming to you tomorrow morning. I think it'll be around like 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Ben has a wild pup in his arms, and she's shaking everything on the table. Oh, it's chaos in here. I'm so sorry. But a couple things. We really appreciate you guys for joining us tonight. This was one of our biggest turnouts we've had so far. We're gonna go on vacation next week, so for all of you guys, if you don't see us, that's where we're at. We're still doing fun things.
Feel free to shoot us messages.
Shoot us messages. And if you don't hear from us before then, have a safe 4th of July and have fun and enjoy your time with your family. And we are so excited to see you guys in the park soon. We'll be back live in a couple weeks, and we'll have Big John with us.
Yeah.
So thank you all for coming tonight. We really appreciate it. Have a great night. We're going to go let these pups outside. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know how to turn it off on this phone. Bye, everyone.